Before doing the top 10 anime of all time, I need to tell you 5 honorable mentions. 5 anime that did not make the actual cut for the top 10 anime of all time, according to me, my personal favorites. Now, I am not including manga, so let me tell you some spoilers for stuff that's not going to be here. Berserk is my favorite manga. It's not on the list because the anime is not good enough. One Piece is my second favorite manga. It's not on the list because the anime is not good enough. So, we are not talking about stuff where the manga would be amazing. We are talking about the top 10 anime of all time. So, we will start with the honorable mentions. Honorable mention 1. Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you to the world of Konosuba. Konosuba is one of my top 10 anime of all time. I just lied, it is not. It's in the honorable mentions. I can't even keep my own rules straight. Konosuba is everything you could possibly want. If my internet would work, it would be everything you could possibly want. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you a thing or two about Konosuba. Konosuba is the fantasy isekai trope done best. It is everything you could possibly want in an isekai. It's funny, it's goofy, the characters are fantastic. The quality of this is terrible because even though it says 720p, it's not 720. There we go. Now that's 720p. It is a glorious time where you and your homies can get together and enjoy all of your isekai tropes flipped on their head. Kazuma, the protagonist, in my humble opinion, is one of the greatest protagonists in all of anime. Very often, you are introduced to a protagonist that is relatively boring. I'll be honest with you, I hate most protagonists. They're just boring characters that you want to see your life through. The Kiritos of the world. Not Konosuba, ladies and gentlemen. Not Konosuba. Konosuba has a character like Kazuma. The main character, he's a troll, he's an asshole, and you know what? He just barely gets by. He's not overpowered, he just kind of has to work things through on his own. He gets some dubs and he gets some massive L's throughout the series just like anyone else. The gang is amazing, all right? You got Aqua, your absolute dumbass that's completely broken. You got Megumin, who's a one-shot cannon. She shoots once and then she's completely incapacitated. And there's Darkness, who's a tank that's also a masochist, so she wants to keep getting hit. It is a hilarious group, a hilarious gang, and I'll be completely frank with you, it's everything you could want in an isekai anime. The next honorable mention, allow me to introduce you to Spice and Wolf. Spice and Wolf is my all-time favorite romance anime. And this is incredibly important for me to mention because romance, in general, is not my favorite genre of anime. But despite that, Spice and Wolf is in my honorable mentions for my top anime of all time. It is a beautiful story about a man and a wolf woman lady who made me extremely question my schmectuality a lot because of this woman, okay? This character, this fox girl, single-handedly sold me on the idea of anime waifus and sold me on the idea that Evan should not be ostracized as far as society goes. Spice and Wolf is a beautiful story between these two that could not be together. She is a wolf goddess that will live 1,000 years, and he is some random dude that will die in 80 or 60. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a romance anime with 2 dynamic characters, and it can't be. It's a tragic twist on a romance story, and I love every minute of it, and I cherish every minute of it. Just like the main dude has to cherish every minute with her, and she has to cherish every minute with him because they will not be together forever because of her immortality. So do I cherish every moment with this beautiful anime. The next anime on the honorable mention list. Allow me to introduce you to Madoka Magica. It was hard for me to get into Madoka Magica, ladies and gentlemen. It truly was. It just looks so cutesy and girly. And it's like, bro, I'm gonna watch this cute anime about some cute magical girls. Oh, look at her, she's so cute with her pink hair and her little maid-looking cutesy anime girl dress. No! It's dark AF, bro. Episode 3 will never be forgotten. Neither will the dynamic ending, and neither will the even more dynamic sequel movie. This show turns everything you think you know about anime on its head, and it's a must-watch for everyone. It is a messed up show, and it subverts your expectations harder than goddamn Sex of the Woman if you're gay. I don't know why I use that as an example, that's weird. But anyway, we're moving on. Steins Gate. Just let it hit. It's just so good. God, I love this anime. Steins Gate is a fantastic series. It is a series that seems like it doesn't make sense. All of a sudden, some random self-proclaimed mad scientist claims he has the ability, and does have the ability, because he discovers a way to send text messages to the past. So then he starts playing around with all this stuff. At first it all seems cute and nice. You know, it's kind of slice of life-ish. You got your different storylines with your different characters and different things that he tweaks and changes, and everything comes crashing down. At the halfway point in Steins Gate, it goes from a relatively lighthearted story to some of the darkest, deepest, plot-driven storyline you'll ever see in your life. And my homie, Hoin Kyoma, will forever be one of the greatest anime protagonists of all time. I am drawn to a story where I actually love the protagonist, and that's hard to do because I really hate most protagonists. Most of them freaking suck, like Deku from My Hero Academia. God damn, that man makes me cry. The ending of Steins Gate is also fantastic, and I'm not going to spoil it, obviously. However, I give a lot of credence to an anime based on the ending. So, with that all said and done, ladies and gentlemen, why don't we move on to the next honorable mention. Bakemonogatari, baby! Monogatari is a crazy series. A crazy, wacky series. And there is so much dialogue in this series that it was such a massive and extremely difficult series to get into. Especially because you have no idea how you're gonna watch this show. There's different seasons and different arcs and different everythings all coming from different sides. You don't know what comes first because they're not going to say Monogatari Season 1, Monogatari Season 2, Monogatari Season 3. No, you absolute buffoon. There's Baka Monogatari, there's Nisa Monogatari, there's Koni Monogatari, there's a billion Owari Monogatari. There's so many different ones. You don't know which one to watch before the other one. There are two ways to watch it. You can either watch it in release order or in chronological order because this is you can't actually follow this shit. That said and done, you get so deep down into the hearts of these characters, you start to feel like you are in this world and you are going through all of these really crazy and wacky scenarios with them. I have nothing but respect for this series, and I was really truly sad when I actually finished it. This was definitely hard to get into, but it was absolutely a fantastic watch. Ladies and gentlemen, with that all said and done, we are done with the honorable mentions. My 10th favorite anime of all time, Vinland Saga. Vinland Saga is everything I want in an anime. It's everything I want in a story, goddammit. Now, it's funny, because when it comes to my taste in fiction, fantasy is at the absolute top of the ladder. I love fantasy. The fact that a non-fantasy anime made me shake as hard as this one did is terrifying. There are so many things I love about Vinland Saga, and without spoiling any of them, it would be extremely difficult to actually tell you what they are. Episode 4 is one of my favorite episodes in anime, where a major character does something so powerful and impactful, it will forever change your philosophy on how you see battle and war, and what makes someone strong. Throughout the entirety of the rest of the series, you have a main character who's brooding and dark. You have Askeladd, who's forever going to be one of my favorite anime characters of all time. He is not a good man, but he's a man you could understand so well. You kind of root for him throughout the story, with the final episode of the show culminating in one of the craziest climaxes and character sacrifices of all time. Thorkill the Tall, a man so legendary. He would join the losing side of battles purely because it keeps the battles more interesting. This is a story about so many characters and so many twists, political schemes, bloody fights, and everything you could possibly want in a Viking-themed anime. Vinland Saga is the high point of anime. My 9th favorite anime of all time. Yes, it may seem relatively obvious. There's a reason why everyone loves this show. And ladies and gentlemen, it's cause it's freaking good. This is the ultimate well-rounder as far as anime goes. It is an anime I could recommend literally to everyone. Yeah, that's right. Everyone should watch this anime. It is an anime that has tragedy and an anime that has laughs. An anime that has comedy and an anime that has amazing fight scenes. An anime with brilliant characters written back and forth. Let me tell you something. There is no show with such a powerful, well-rounded cast that only lasted for 60 episodes. It does not exist. You will never find me something with 60 episodes with a cast this good, where you have main characters, you have villains, you have support characters, and you love and care about all of them. Ed, Al, Roy Mustang, Alex Louise Armstrong, his sister, all of the 7 deadly sins. You literally love or know or despise every single character in this show so well. You know where they're coming from, why they're doing what they're doing, and what allegiances they have with other characters. Such a beautifully well-crafted world as well. I love and I appreciate so much the way they deal with tragedy, the way they understand what war is and the tragedy that is war. It's just, it has everything you could possibly want in a show. I don't think anyone expected it not to be here. There's a reason why Hunter x Hunter is something that every weeb loves. Hunter x Hunter is a very interesting show because on the surface level, it seems like it follows that shonen formula of you got a dad who's a douchebag and a kid who wants to find his dad. You got a lovely story of a person that makes friends along the way through his journey to find his father. That's everything you could have possibly wanted. There's a reason why this is considered peak. The arcs have a little pattern to them. You got the first arc, you got the Hunter exam arc. It's a light-ish arc, okay? Yeah, people die, but overall, the themes of the arc are rather lighthearted. Then you got a dark arc. You got the Killua family arc, okay? The Zoldyck clan, bro. Those guys are messed up. They're torturing their children. They've terrible daddy abuse problems going on. Family's messed up. Child abuse stuff. None of it's fun. A dark arc. Then you got the Tower arc. All right, bro, the Tower arc, that's a lighthearted arc. Yeah, it's darker than the first arc, but bro, it's lighter than the last one. Then you got the York New City arc, an arc that's extremely dark, an arc that really shows you the depth and depravity of the world. Then you got another lighthearted arc, the Green Island arc. Yes, it's true, it's darker than the Tower of Heaven arc, but still, in Green Island, it was relatively lighthearted and light-spirited. Then you got the Chimera Ant arc, the darkest of the dark. And it's this ping pong between the light side and the dark side of what the show has to offer that shows you exactly how twisted humanity truly is. It's a story about a boy trying to find his father. But really, it's a story on what makes human beings tick. And I love Hunter x Hunter. In 7th place, we got something that is not nearly as deep. Ladies and gentlemen of all ages. Number 7 is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure! Oh, it just sounds so good! This anime is anime extreme. This is a show that you can't love if you're not an anime fan. Everything in anime today has some form of inspiration that it took from JoJo's. The poses, the dynamic characters, the overbearing character arcs and villains. Every season has its own theme, it has its own story, it has its vague differences in plot devices and development. The fights are the best in anime. And when I say the best, I mean the best fights in anime are JoJo fights. I stand to this day in support of my claim that Dio vs. Jotaro is the best fight in all of anime. People think that fights need to be cool martial arts, but what if it's cool martial arts and also a chess game and also you don't know what your opponent's chess pieces do? JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is the ultimate battle anime, and it's something that everyone should watch to its entirety, even if they don't like it at the beginning because it's different and weird. Ladies and gentlemen, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. 6th place. I love this show. It is so good and so hype, and I love the crap out of it. Made in Abyss. Let me explain something to all of y'all. This is probably the most controversial pick on my list. I think most of the others are relatively popular anime. Made in Abyss is an anime that a lot of people talk about with respect. A lot of people say they don't love that much, but I'll be completely honest. I do not think people understand, love, or respect this show as much as they do. Unless you're a hardcore anime fan, I don't think you've seen Made in Abyss, and you definitely should. This show descends into the darkness that is this massive abyss, a huge chasm in the middle of a city. And it seems like a relatively lighthearted story following these young-looking characters traveling through this abyss, adventuring and seeing lands and cultures and monsters that humanity is not equipped to dealing with. However, it is a true piece of art when it comes to how it tortures these poor children. Made in Abyss breaks apart the human mind and the human psyche to such a degree I've never seen before. The movie sequel with Bone Druid, it cemented him as one of my favorite villains of all time. And Made in Abyss Season 2 is an absolute banger as well. The manga is beautiful. It's a beautiful show that you could watch and experience an awe just watching these characters adventure through. However, it also explains what the worth is of a human soul. Made in Abyss is emotional damage encapsulated. and something that everyone should try to experience if they dare. In 5th place, we are entering the top 5, ladies and gentlemen. I introduce you all to One Punch Man, baby! To the uninitiated, One Punch Man is a show that's funny, that's a comedy. It's something that you could enjoy because you got this dude who wants to be the strongest ever, and he is the strongest ever, and he can defeat any opponent in one punch. So the rather formulaic way the episodes are written are as follows. Hey guys, this is a really powerful villain, and he just wiped out 47 heroes. How will he ever be defeated? Maybe this is the guy that's gonna teach One Punch Man a lesson. Maybe this is the guy that One Punch Man is finally gonna defeat and have a hard time doing so. Nope, he beats him in one punch. One Punch Man is a show that subverts the shonen expectations and mindsets, and it's a show that I think everyone should watch because it's funny as hell. One Punch Man has some of the hardest written characters I have ever seen, with people like Saitama, Garo, King, Genos, being extremely well crafted, extremely well thought through, and every single one of them has their own battle. Whether the battle is feeling useless or the battle is feeling too useful. Not being able to actually do anything with your life that means something to you. Never struggling. Believe it or not, One Punch Man is a hilarious show. Okay, it doesn't subvert your chat subverts your expectations. It follows it to the letter. He's a One Punch Man. You make a good point. But it subverts your expectation that comes with the territory of watching an action show. Who watches an action show where the main character does not struggle fighting? That doesn't exist. Every character in One Punch Man suffers from chronic depression for one purpose or another. And all of them have their personal character arcs trying to escape from the clutches of a true demon that is depression. Saitama's depressed, Genos is depressed, King is depressed. You could go through every single character and follow this category. They're all living their lives and fighting and battling. However, they are all battling something far darker and deeper. Ladies and gentlemen, One Punch Man's amazing, and I won't take no for an answer. My 4th favorite anime of all time. Allow me to introduce you to Mob Psycho 100. I have mentioned in the past that I prefer One Punch Man to Mob Psycho. And that still remains true if I include the manga. However, if we're looking at this rationally, like I stated in the beginning, that this is going to be an anime-only analysis type thingo going on here, I'm going to have to go with Mob Psycho. Mob Psycho makes me cry multiple times a season, and that is a hard feat because I don't cry. But Mob Psycho manages to break that mold. It is the story of a kid who has crazy powerful psychic powers and a con man who basically twists this kid into doing what he wants him to do, making believe that he's also a psychic. It's hilarious, just like One Punch Man, but it also covers what makes humans strong. Their friendships, their bonds, and also crazy psychic powers, apparently. It's a brilliant story, a brilliant show with brilliant characters, with some of the most human characters ever. People like Reagan and Mob are some of the most human characters you'd ever see, ever. I'm sure you can understand some of the themes that I actually love in anime and fiction. A character that you could really understand, really get into their mindset. And also, if it's absolutely hilarious and beautiful at the same time. Correct! I'll like that too. Mob Psycho 100 is one of the greatest anime of all time, and my 4th favorite anime of all time. Allow me to introduce you to Fate Zero. A lot of you probably think, oh, Fate Zero. It's a Fate story. It's just a glorified battle royale anime where the fights are beautiful. And you are correct. It is a battle royale anime, and the fights are beautiful. But it's not just the fights. The tactics are really good as well. The tactics are extremely amazing. You got all these characters that are betraying each other. However, it's much more than that. Fate Zero is a story with 7 masters that summon 7 servants just like every other Fate, and they duke it out with magical powers. But every one of these 14 characters has something else to prove. Every one of these 14 characters has a reason why they fight. And every one of these 14 characters are stripped away piece by piece until there's nothing left. Kiritsugu is a noble utilitarianist fighter. Kirei is someone trying to understand what it is to be free. Tokiomi is someone that cares about his family. Iskandar wants honor and glory, and Waver Velvet wants to be respected. Every single character is a completely different beast. Everyone has a reason why they're fighting, and everyone has a reason why they need to win. And this is a brilliant example of an anime prequel that does right. This, as a prequel to Fate Stay Night, is better than what Better Call Saul is to Breaking Bad. Because Fate Stay Night, unlike Breaking Bad, is a pile of garbage compared to this show. And Fate Zero is one of the greatest anime you could ever imagine. Every scene beautiful, every emotional beat hitting exactly the way it should. Fate Zero is the ultimate Greek tragedy anime, and I will recommend it to everyone until my dying breath. Second favorite anime of all time, Code Geass, baby! Code Geass! This show rocks! It is so good! God damn! This is the first short anime I've ever seen. And by short, I mean less than Naruto, okay? When I got into anime, I watched Yu-Gi-Oh!, alright? Naruto, Bleach, Digimon. I watched all these shows. They're all super duper mega ultra long. Code Geass was the first short one that I got into. And my God, did it blow my mind. This is such a smart show. I just love the mind games that the characters go through in their battles. I love the fights. And the characters are pretty goddamn cool, too. Someone like Lelouch being one of the coolest anti-heroes you'll ever see, with one of the greatest character developments you'll ever see, is an amazing way to frame the perspective of a series. The wars are cool. The tactics are amazing. People, are you ready to hear something that you're not ready for? Code Geass is the greatest ending in fiction. I've said this forever. People keep trying. Oh my God, Nux, I'm gonna show you this instead. Look at this show. This show has it. No. You showed me a show with a good ending. You didn't show me a show with the best ending in fiction. This will forever stand as the best ending in fiction. In all of fiction. Yes, that is correct. But what about the Count of Monte Cristo? I read the entire Count of Monte Cristo purely for the petty purpose of proving that Code Geass is the best ending in fiction. You know, not the anime, Gankutsuo, which was great. But I'm talking about the goddamn novel. You know, the 4 billion page book? Everyone talks about that. No, this is an even better ending. You know, interspecies reviewers, fantastic ending? True. Code Geass has a better ending. Code Geass has the best ending in all of fiction. I watched Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad, and their endings were good. Code Geass tops them, okay? It tops everything as far as the endings go. This is the best ending in all of fiction, and I will never, ever change that mind. And my favorite anime of all time? Yeah, it's Gintama. I'm sure not a lot of you are not surprised, because whenever people ask me what my favorite anime of all time is, I always say Gintama. And it's still my favorite anime of all time. Gintama is a cast that I fell in love with. I have never laughed in my life harder watching anything than watching Gintama. It is a cast that I will laugh and cry alongside. It's a hard one to get into. I've spoken to a lot of people that are like, well, I watched like 60 episodes of Gintama. And I'm like, just 60 episodes? You can't consider yourself getting into Gintama until you watch like 300. And I'll admit, it's not fair. It's not a fair thing for me to say. But that's why I also say that I'm not telling you to watch Gintama. You don't have to watch Gintama. This is my favorite anime of all time. I'm not arguing with you. I'm not telling you what your favorite anime has to be. Gintoki is my favorite anime character for a reason, and it's because this is a story where every seemingly incoherent and separate episode that's hilarious and non-existent plot-wise in its own way. It is a story that every single episode just makes you fall more and more in love with this brilliant and crazy cast of characters, where you could cry alongside them and laugh alongside them. It is unique in every way. I have never seen anything like it anywhere. A lot of people compare it to Family Guy. Have you ever cried watching Family Guy? This has everything I want in a story, everything I want in a show, and it's something that I can't even describe properly in a minute or 2 minutes. It's not about the plot. It's not even about the characters, which is great. I feel like my life would be worse without Gintama in it, and I feel like Gintama would be worse without me experiencing it. That's the only piece of fiction that I actually feel connected to such a crazy degree that I feel like a character in this story, and I love it so much. Ladies and gentlemen, this is my favorite anime of all time. If you enjoyed this little segment of the stream, let me know. Follow and like and all that, and let me know what you want me to do for another top 10 in the future. This was a lot of fun. Maybe top 10 anime characters, top 10 anime fights. Let me know. I could do this once every couple of weeks. It'll be fun. But Gintama, my favorite anime of all time. Thank you, people, for being part of this. Like, subscribe, and follow me on Twitch. Stay weird, fam.